Good morning, students. In the previous class, we studied nutrition, its type, and photosynthesis. In this class, we are going to study about digestion in unicellular organism and multicellular organism. Let's start with digestion in unicellular organism. Unicellular organisms are very simple organisms, so their digestion is also very simple. Whereas multicellular organisms are very complex organisms, so their digestion is quite complex. There are certain unicellular organisms whose digestion takes place from the body surface only, since they don't have any system to digest the food. Like in amoeba, take an example of amoeba. In order to engulf the food or in order to take the food in, amoeba releases pseudopodia or forms pseudopodia and takes the food with the help of that. Pseudo means false feet they have. Like you take an example of paramecium. Paramecium have hair-like structure which is termed as cilia, and this cilia helps in bringing the food into their body. Am I clear? Now let's start taking amoeba in detail. The digestion in amoeba can be divided into 4 major steps. What are those? The first step is formation of pseudopodia. Second is ingestion. Third is digestion. And fourth is exocytosis. The first step is formation of pseudopodia. Whenever amoeba find its foods, what are its foods basically? The food basically which amoeba consume is bacteria, algae and such things. So whenever amoeba finds its food, it releases pseudopodia. This pseudopodia helps in bringing the food into their body. First step. Second, ingestion. When the food is taken in or has taken in, now what happens is that the second step is that the tip of the pseudopodia join with each other, fuses with each other and forms the food vacuole. They fuses with each other along with the food and water and forms the food vacuole. Am I clear? The second step is over. The third step, digestion. In this step what happens? Whatever the food is stored in the food vacuole now gets covered by the hydrolytic enzyme, that is the lysosomes. These lysosomes helps in digesting the food. This is a hydrolytic enzyme. Third step. The fourth step is exocytosis. In exocytosis what happened? The digested soluble food gets into the cytoplasm and the undigested food is thrown out of the body. The throwing out of the undigested food or the waste is termed as exocytosis. I hope topic is clear. The second topic which we have to study is digestion in human being. Since human being is a multicellular organism, a complex organism, so the process of digestion is also quite complex. The digestion in human being starts from the mouth. Okay? Mouth consists of 4 different types of teeth, that is incisor, canine, premolar, molar. The function of these 4 different types of teeth you have studied in your junior classes. I will not be explaining that. They basically helps in grinding the food, into smaller pieces so that can easily pass through the various other organs. We have tongue in our mouth. This tongue helps in rotating the food all around the mouth so that the food breaks down in a very simple form. The mouth also receives the saliva secreted by the salivary gland, that is the salivary amylase. This salivary amylase breaks down the complex sugar into simple sugar, and this saliva makes our food in the form of a paste, so that it can easily pass through the oesophagus. The food which gets converted in a form of a paste in our mouth is termed as bolus. Keep this in mind. This question can be asked in the exam. What is bolus? So you should know the paste form of the food in the mouth which is being made with the help of saliva is termed as bolus. From here, the food enters into the oesophagus. Oesophagus is a long tube which the function of the oesophagus is only one thing. It only helps in transferring the food from the mouth to the stomach. No other function is being played by the oesophagus. Am I clear? How the food enters into the stomach with the help of oesophagus? By the movement of peristalsis, which is taking place in the oesophagus. What is peristalsis? The rhythmic contraction and expansion of the esophagus to pull down the food into the stomach is termed as peristalsis. I repeat, the rhythmic contraction and expansion of the esophagus to pull down the food into the stomach is termed as peristalsis. Now the food enters into the stomach. The stomach, the most important organ of our digestive system, plays a very important role. The stomach also receives a secretion from various gastric gland which is there. Some of the important which we will be discussing are hydrochloric acid, mucin and pepsin. Hydrochloric acid plays a very important role. Okay, what is the function of hydrochloric acid in the stomach? It makes our food acidic, it softens the food, it kills bacteria, and it stops the function of salivary amylase. I repeat, HCl makes our food acidic, softens the food, kills bacteria, and stops the function of salivary amylase. The next is mucin. Mucin protects the inner lining of our stomach from hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid is a very strong acid, so our stomach need to be protected. So mucin protects the inner lining of our stomach. Okay. Now the food enters into the small intestine. The small intestine is the longest part of our alimentary canal. Keep this in mind. The longest part. It is approximately 20 feet in length, or you can say nearly 6 meters in human adult. The small intestine is the place where complete digestion of carbohydrate, protein and fats takes place. This question can be asked in the exam. What is the most important function of the small intestine? So you can say that this is the place where complete digestion of carbohydrate, protein and fat takes place. This is also the place where absorption of substance or the foods takes place here. Since different organisms consume different types of food, so the length of the small intestine also varies. In case of herbivorous animal, the length of the small intestine is quite large because they consume cellulose, and cellulose is a complex carbohydrate. So they need time to digest the food. So herbivores have larger small intestine, whereas carnivorous animals, they don't have larger small intestine because they don't consume cellulose. They consume basically glucose. Okay, simple form of carbohydrate. Am I clear? The small intestine also receives the secretion from two very important glands, that is liver and pancreas. Okay, liver, which is the largest gland of the human body, which is approximately 1.5 kg in human adult. Keep this in mind. This is the largest gland of the human body. Okay, weighing nearly 1.5 kg. Am I clear? Liver secretes bile, and this bile is temporarily stored in the gallbladder. Okay, what is the function of bile then? The function of the bile, there are two major functions of the bile. First, it breaks down the larger fat globules into smaller fat globules, which is termed as emulsification of fats. Second important function of the bile is that it makes the food alkaline. Till now, the food was acidic in medium because of hydrochloric acid. Now, the food needs to get converted into alkaline. Why? Because the pancreatic juice need to act. The pancreatic juice can only act when the food is alkaline in medium. This is very important question. Why the food needs to get converted into alkaline medium? This is the answer. So that the pancreatic juice can act on it. Am I clear, my dear students? And the next one is pancreas. Pancreas secretes pancreatic juice, which is received by the small intestine through pancreatic duct. These pancreatic juice contain enzymes, and enzymes plays a very important role. The function of these enzymes are as follows. First, complex sugar breaks down into simple sugar with the help of amylase. Second, that is fat gets converted into fatty acids and glycerol with the help of lipase. And third, protein gets converted into amino acids with the help of trypsin. The small intestine also have a finger-like projection like this, which increases the surface area, which is termed as villi. The finger-like projection in the small intestine, its intention is to increase the surface area and helps in the maximum absorption of food. What is that organ termed as, this finger-like projection? This is termed as villi. What is the function of villi? It increases the surface area to have the maximum absorption of food. Now, the absorption of food and its utilization by the various organs according to their need, it may be for energy, it may be for repair, it may be for growth, is termed as assimilation. Am I clear? What is assimilation? The utilization or the absorbed food by the various organ for its maintenance, repair, growth, energy is termed as assimilation. Am I clear? Now, the food enters into the large intestine. Large intestine is not so big. It is nearly 5 to 6 feet in length. Okay, just 5 to 6 feet in length. Okay, they also plays a very important role. Large intestine plays a very important role. What is that? The most important function of the large intestine is that it helps in absorption of maximum of water. The maximum water is absorbed in the large intestine. Second important role played by the large intestine is that it also helps in the absorption of some soluble product which were not absorbed in the small intestine. Okay, am I clear? The third important role of the large intestine is that it also helps, or there are bacteria present in the large intestine. These bacteria helps in releasing certain vitamins, very especially vitamin K, which helps in blood clotting. Okay, vitamin K plays a very important role in blood clotting. Am I clear? Now, the food, you can say the remaining food or the undigested food goes into the rectum. This is the place where the food is stayed for a certain period of time, and finally the undigested food or the waste product of our body comes out of the body, of the human body, through anus. This is the complete digestion in human being. One extra thing I am discussing here is that the small intestine has 3 subdivisions. It may be asked in the exam or it may not be asked, but just for your knowledge, keep this in mind. A small intestine have 3 divisions. That is, the first one is called duodenum, the second one is called jejunum, and the third one is called ileum. Keep this in mind. It may help you in your exam. I hope the digestion in unicellular organism like amoeba and digestion in multicellular organism like human being is clear to you all. Still, you have any doubt, any queries, you are most welcome to ask your doubt. I was waiting for the feedback for the previous class, but I could hardly get any 1 or 2 feedbacks. This is not satisfactory. Please give your suggestion, give your advice, how to make the topics, how to make the things more clear for you all. Hope you understood the topic. Thank you for the day.